Sakamoto Days has set a new level, a level in which the protagonist would have to worry about. You see, Uzuki finally completed his goal. The implications of this goal would deem as evil to the world, not like the world wasn't evil to begin with anyways. A world in which assassins can roam free, without control, and that is completely negative for the world around them. It was already negative to begin with because of the things they were able to get away with, but now there is no control to stop them. It is just whatever they want to do. You see, when we look back at the JAA is a very evil organization as they were able to give power to these assassins. But with that being said, they gave these limiters to them as well. They weren't allowed to roam free. They weren't allowed to do whatever they wanted. Everything came at a restriction. For example, in the beginning of the series, remember that Shin was going after Sakamoto because he left the organization that they were a part of years ago. This means that if you leave, you'll get punished for it. This means there are regulations in this show that will stop them from doing whatever they wanted, and we know this to be a fact as they can only enter specific areas depending if they have authority to do so or it is for a job. With this new order, that has changed forever. Before I begin, I would appreciate if you guys like and subscribe for more anime, manga, and in general fictional content. And with that, I hope y'all enjoy. Uzuki had finally made his goal. He took over the JAA. We gotta keep in mind, the JAA is a huge organization, one that has a lot of assassins, and that rule the world of assassinship. This organization is ruled by Sai Asaki. Sai Asaki, as a whole, is a character that we've learned that is very appreciative of art. But we also know with that art, it has to involve things with assassinship, as he likes the historical value or the value of assassinship in general, which is why he went to the museum that day. Of course, nothing happened that day specifically, at least to him. What happened was that Sakamoto, Nagumo, Shin were all treated as villains and were treated as people that needed to be taken care of because Sayasaki assumed they worked with Uzuki. This is where we get to learn that he isn't the true great person that was portrayed to be, at least early on, as he betrayed Uzuki. In his backstory, we learned that he made Akao fight against Uzuki. Akao was his best friend at the time. They didn't know they were going up against each other, but this was done purposely, as Sei Asaki wanted to gain Uzuki's potential. By doing that, he needed him to kill the person he loved most, lose his humanity, and become a monster. And so that night, he murdered Akao without even realizing it, till it was too late. This is why Uzuki is after Sei Asaki, because he was the reason he lost the most person he loved most. This is why he used the Order against the JAA. The Order is an organization that is owned by the JAA. They come up with the strongest assassins and put them in a group. Uzuki must have met with one of them. We don't know how he did it, but we know that he has control over them, because he must have met with one of them where they told him where the information of Sayasaki's at. Find Sayasaki and murder Sayasaki. This means there was a person in the JAA who didn't like Sayasaki. And with that being said, that person, in my opinion, is named Oki. You see, Oki has always given me some weird vibes. From the moment we get introduced into him as a new member of the Order, he seemed to have planned something from the background. Either he was a part of the slur to begin with, or He was manipulated by Uzuki to give him the information for Asaki because he wanted to murder him. Once Asaki was murdered, nobody could stop him. He had the control of the JAA. Who was gonna stop him at that point? He has all the assassins in his hands. All people that are doing it for different reasons. Assassins could be doing it for money. Assassins could be doing it because it's the only way to live life. Assassins could be doing it for the fun of it. Uzuki has that power now. He can tell everyone to get out, or he can tell everyone, you're under my control and you will do whatever I say. That is why this new power is terrifying. Giving Uzuki the power of the JAA. How are Sakamoto and his market supposed to fight against that? What this means for the world is that assassins are out there. They can do whatever the heck they wanted. They could murder whoever they wanted. They could do whatever they want to people in general without anything to stop them, because who's gonna stop them? They're stronger than everyone else. It's not like the police can do anything. We've seen Sakamoto legit grab a helicopter and pull it down. Do you know how insane this series is in terms of strength? As normal humans, there's nothing this world can do. The only people that can stop Uzuki and the JAA is Sakamoto, as he's made his goal to take control of the JAA and make it a huge marketplace. Instead of making it a place where assassins are, he made it a place where people can go shop and understand the Sakamoto family values. Two different thought processes here. Both him and Kai understood that the JA was evil. One used that evil to make it worse. The other one was going to use it to make it better for the world. The impact to the story means that we're heading into the final chapters. Or, I shouldn't say final chapters, the final arcs of the series. One of which that I predicted will be at the end between Shin versus Uzuki. That battle will decide who truly takes control of the JAA. Sakamoto and his company, or Uzuki and the Slur. But before we even do that, right now, Sakamoto and the rest of his company, of his market, are captured. They are in prison. The reason they are in prison was because of the Slur incident. But of course, now they're trapped because the whole order is there to stop them. So how will they escape? Here's my prediction. I think there's two. Firstly, it is the plan that Boiled and Sakamoto have, as they will come up with something to distract them and escape out of their hands. The second is the more plausible, as we haven't seen Nagamo recently, which means he's planning something, and this something is probably to help Sakamoto and the rest escape from their predicament. Now, with this being said, I think my predictions for the final fight were pretty accurate. I think Lu will fight Asagiri, and this is the case because Lu is more innocent and wants to protect her friends and family, while Osagiri really doesn't have any emotions and either finds things cute or she just wants to murder things, as she seems like a murderous character who, while innocent, in which innocent I mean innocent in mind from the good things in the world, they're just innocent in murder, as they just murder for fun, or they murder because that's their will. Lu is the opposite. She's more of a protector. She wants to help people. So of course, this final fight makes sense. Another final fight I truly see is the old order versus the new order. The last thing to make this true is Shishiba. If Shishiba leaves, this will come true. If he doesn't, then I don't see this happening, because he is a part of the old order. Now, it might mostly be the case where Nagamo fights Shishiba and Sakamoto fights Taurus, and then we have other fights like Highscape versus Kamihate and Shin versus Oki, unless Oki doesn't want to fight, and if that's the case, Tanabata. Of course, they would have to defeat the order either before or after the Slur members. So however you want to see those final fights, just twist them whenever they come to the end of the series, but they will both happen because these organizations aren't good and therefore evil, which is why they have to defeat them. Of course, the final fight being Uzuki versus Shin. He will win because he cares for others more than himself. We know this by this recent chapter as he's a heartwarming individual and wants the best for his family. Uzuki has no one. Like I said in a video prior, these two have been signified since the beginning of the series that they will fight together, or against each other, I should add. With this fight, we know that Sakamoto will have to lose. Sakamoto is either going to be dead or he's going to barely be alive. This will unlock something in Shin, and this ability will make him defeat Uzuki. This could either mean two things. Either he leaves him alive or he murders Uzuki. I don't see him murdering Uzuki. Neither will Sakamoto murder Uzuki. After Uzuki loses, he will end his own life. That's how this series is going to end. That is my prediction for how it's going to end. After everything that we've learned throughout this arc, that is why he is going to end his life. Because Uzuki is going to realize he's alone and has no one. After Kai's defeated, the Sakamoto name will have the JAA and the power of the JAA to make a giant market so they can keep the Sakamoto family rules while winning in the end.